It seems like nearly every week something is going wrong with Disney. Whether it's another box office disaster, whether it's another $500 million lost on streaming, whether it's theme parks struggling with attendance, whether it's another lawsuit that gets filed against them by investors saying that they intentionally misled them about the success of their streaming platform. And all of that has resulted in their stock price tanking lower and lower and lower. It's no surprise Disney stock hit a 9-year low. Here's why. And it just continues to go down seemingly each and every day. And now, as a result of that and all the different struggles they've had, another rumor is making its way to the surface, one that's been out there for a long time, connections between Disney and Apple. Except this time, you have current and former Disney executives who are speculating they think that's the end game. Disney executives believe Bob Iger's end goal is to sell Disney to Apple. And that is all coming from this CNBC article, which honestly is wild. It's a bunch, it's like 24, current or former Disney executives who saw everything that went down between Bob Iger and Bob Chapek. All the chaos, Bob Iger refusing to give up his office, refusing to move out, not really giving Bob Chapek control of anything. All of the Machiavellian tactics, essentially, that have been going on at Disney. But maybe the most interesting part about it was the end, because a lot of this stuff we'd heard rumors about, we'd heard this, we'd heard that. But towards the end of this article is the very interesting part. Numerous Disney executives reportedly believe CEO Bob Iger's endgame is to sell the company to Apple. As the House of Mouse continues to sink thanks to the poor decisions after poor decision, a new report suggests that a number of current and former Disney execs believe Bob Iger has no interest in actually saving the company, but rather ultimately hopes to keep it afloat just long enough to sell it off to Disney. And what have we heard from Disney over the past couple months? Hey, we're interested in selling off all of our TV assets. Hey, we're looking for a partner to do this ESPN streaming service. It's clear that after years and years, the Bob Iger brand of basically just buying successful shit for astronomical value and hoping that that will make up for all their lack of creativity, all their poor management, all of the identity politics they're shoving into everything. This is the opposite of that. This is them looking, all right, we need to start selling off some shit because we're too bloated, because we're spending too much money. We need to fire thousands of people. This is the opposite of the strategy that Bob Iger had for the first decade and a half of his tenure there. This insight into the supposed sentiment felt among the upper levels of Disney's corporate structure was first detailed into the public courtesy of CNBC's Alex Sherman. Speaking with more than a dozen past and present Disney executives as part of a deep dive analysis into Iger's disastrous return as CEO, Sherman discovered that many within the company privately believe Iger's desired endgame is to stay CEO for as long as possible and then sell the company to Apple. Admittedly, such a deal sounds like it's nothing more than a pipe dream born from overconfident Wall Street analysts. And the same guy would even kind of admit that later. He's like, Apple buying Disney would be a storybook ending for Iger, but fairy tales aren't real. And it really does get into the question, would Apple be interested in buying Disney? They've never shown any real interest. It's all just been about Bob Iger's desire to do it and his connections that he has with Apple. But if you're buying Disney, it's a lot more than getting into a different another tech company that you're taking over. You're talking about theme parks. You're talking about all this stuff that Apple, quite frankly, I don't know if they're actually interested in getting into. But the fact that so many people that are executives at Disney believe that that's the case, believe that's what Bob Iger wants to do with this failing company that they're desperate to sell off all these assets for, you have to wonder how much reality is there to these sentiments. However, such a possibility should not be ruled out, as not only has Iger begun to seek outside investment for Disney-owned ESPN, but both the company and its current CEO have enjoyed long-standing relationships with the popular tech developer. And of course, this is then getting into all the different acquisitions that Bob Iger's made just to turn around and maybe sell it to Apple. And of course, would the government even let a deal like that go down? That would be something else you'd have to work in there. But right now, all of this just shows and reconfirms everything that Disney is in big trouble. That a lot of people, even at the company, don't think that Bob Iger's really working to save it. He's just trying to hold it off long enough so that somebody can swoop in and buy them like Apple. And if that's the reality, Disney has fallen so far in a relatively short amount of time. If you would have told people this 5 years ago, they probably would have told you you were crazy. But here we are. Disney is a catastrophic failure in almost every aspect of their business right now, and it sounds like Bob Iger's looking for a bailout from Apple. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.